Hey, everybody. This episode of Our Kids Play Hockey is brought to you by our title sponsor, NHL Sense Arena. Look, we all want our kids to succeed in hockey, but let's face it, finding training that's both effective and enjoyable can be a real challenge, and not to mention expensive and a total drain on time, especially if you have to drive to the rink, pay a private instructor. There's so many reasons that money gets spent on this game. But that's where NHL Sense Arena steps in. It's a virtual reality training game that brings the rink into your home that takes off-ice training to a new reality. It's designed to improve hockey sense and IQ, something that's lacking majorly in the game today for both players and goalies. And you get unlimited access to over 100 drills and training plans from top coaches and players that can be played anytime, anywhere, with drills approved by USA Hockey player and goalie development directors. Look, improving mental hockey skills at home has really never been more fun, and any hockey player that uses this is going to have a blast. All right. I've used this before on my own, and it feels like you're so immersed in an arena, you sometimes forget you have a headset on. And again, it's not being on the ice, but it allows you to work on some of these skill sets like scanning, as I said before, hockey IQ, looking around the rink, making the right plays, that getting those repetitions in now as a hockey player are super important for your development. So NHL Sense Arena is giving all the listeners an exclusive offer for $50 off an annual plan when you use our code Hockey Never Stops at checkout. Again, that's Hockey Never Stops. All you got to do is go to hockey.sensearena.com. Again, that's hockey.sensearena.com. Use the code Hockey Never Stops, and you'll save $50 on your annual plan of NHL Sense Arena. Make sure to check that out and enjoy this episode of Our Kids Play Hockey. Hello, hockey skaters and goalies around the world, and welcome to another edition of The Ride to the Rink, a show you can listen to on the way to the rink for practice, for a game, or anything else or in between. Today's topic is going to be what to do if you get nervous or have some anxiety before you play. And it's a common topic. It's not one that's admitted a lot, but we all experience this in our rights. I have felt it many times during my times playing throughout my life. I think the first thing you have to remember about feeling anything before a game, whether it's nerves, excitement, again, anything in between, is the fact that you're feeling something means that you care. And you can't lose sight of that as an athlete. The fact that you care means that you put the time in. It means you put the work in. It means that the result, your teammates, everything matters to you when it comes to this game. So anxiety or feelings are kind of your buddy in this. If you didn't feel anything before a game, that would actually be horrible, right? You want to feel something before the game. So make sure that you know, first and foremost, that feelings before a game are a normal part of the process. Now, let's just say you are feeling something, maybe, like I said, nervousness or even overexcitement. I think we all know we can get a little jittery at times before a game. I think there's a two-part process here that we all need to follow. Number one is to get as present as you can before a game. Now, when I say get present, I'm talking about the present moment. And that could be anything from focusing on something right in front of you, a hockey puck, a stick, and really focusing on the fabric or the texture of those things, just to get your brain to stop focusing on anything externally, stop focusing on the future, the past, and get focused on right now. This will get you mentally sharp for the game. It's something you should practice during the game as well, as we always talk about. The last shift doesn't matter any more than the shift you're going to have. What matters is right now, the present moment, and what you can control. And that brings us to the second part of this topic, which is focusing in on things that you can control. When it really comes down to it at the end of the day, the only things that you control are your effort, your mindset, and what you do to fuel your body and your mind. That's it. Everything else is just noise. You cannot be worried about the other team outside the tactics. You might need to beat them. You cannot be worried about what people are going to think before, after. You can't be worried about the mistakes you made the last shift any more than you can be excited about the great shift that you just have. You need to be present and focused on the things that you alone control. So those two things, identifying what you can control, and the question you want to ask yourself to do this is, what do I control in the situation? If you're feeling nervous, you're probably worried about something that hasn't happened yet, right? If you're feeling excited, you're probably anticipating something that hasn't happened yet. Get present, get focused, and think about only what you can control. Also, it's very important as you listen to this episode that you realize this: your identity as a person is not that you are just a hockey player, and it definitely is not in the result of the game, win or loss. You have a little bit of control over the outcome of the game, but in reality, it's the whole team that has to come together to make something happen. And in sports, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. Your identity as a person is not locked in that result. Your identity is who you are, no matter the result. Who you are the day in and day out, preparation and practice, and how you treat your teammates and how you respond to adversity or success. That's what makes you who you are. You are so much more than just a hockey player. And I want you to remember that as you go forth with your game today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, and throughout your life. Be the best version of yourself day in, day out. Focus on what you can control and stay present. And you, yourself, and your friend, a little bit of anxiety, a little excitement will just come along for the ride. That's going to do it for this edition of the Ride to the Rink. Again, I'm Lee Elias. Thanks for listening. Check out all of our Ride to the Rink episodes. But above all, have a great time on the ice. Skate on.